How's it going, everybody? Feed You Information here. I hope everyone's having a great day. And I'm going to be just individually doing companies' articles on Seeking Alpha as well as Google News. So we're going to go through maybe about 3 or 4 articles that I found the most informative, and then we'll just go ahead and end the video, make it a bit shorter than that long video where I was just reading the articles. And then I'll probably do about 7 videos today, maybe 9 for each company if each company has new updates. But anyways, let's jump right into it. First up, we have AMD, which is a company I will be investing in this month. They're looking really hot right now, and they just got a partnership with Samsung. But first up, we have AMD schedules next Horizon E3 event. AMD announces that its next Horizon Gaming event will be held on June 10th during E3 2019, so make sure to look out for that. AMD was vague on what the event will include, but the company typically uses E3 to tease the next video cards. According to the product roadmap, the 7nm Navi GPU has expected Q3 launch, which would line up with the timing. The event kicks off at 3 p.m. Pacific time with a webcast here. So I might actually click on that webcast. That's interesting. I didn't see that part. Anyways, that is NVIDIA, so once we're on NVIDIA, that next one I'll read later. Next up, we do have AMD soars on 7nm product roadmap. AMD announces its 7nm product roadmap at Computex, which includes several products across all markets set to launch in the next 6 months. New products on the way: Zen 2 CPUs, 3rd gen AMD Ryzen desktop processors, AMD X570 chipset, RDNA, such complicated names, gaming architecture, and the Radeon RX 5700 series gaming graphics cards. Cohen analyst Matthew Ramsey weighs in on what the roadmap means for AMD and competitor Intel. With the 7nm, so quotations, with the 7nm Ryzen 3 PC and Rome server CPUs launching in mid-2019, Intel will no longer be able to rely on its N-node silicon advantage and will instead lean on its incumbency and breadth of silicon, as its 10nm chips are not expected out until late 2019 in PCs and 2020 in servers. So as a side note to that, I did see an interesting article on Google News. So Intel claims AMD misrepresented the 7nm EPYC performance versus the Xeon. So as you can see right here, it says, it isn't particularly surprising that AMD's 128 configuration turns in more than 2 times the performance of the Intel system. The Intel platform was capable of 9.68 ns a day of folding, while the AMD platform hit 19.6 ns a day. Intel, however, has taken exception to these benchmark results and released its own data, implying AMD made a poor comparison here. So not just a poor comparison, clearly like a dirty move to make themselves look even better. And they basically lowballed. They used Intel's weakest comparison product, and you're going to see why here. If you look, so here was AMD's Computex, the 9.68, and then their Rome 19.6. But as you see, Intel has 3 of their of the ones here. So 3 better ones basically. 12.65, 19.9, and then 24.16. So to actually read about this, it says right here, there are 2 separate claims being made by Intel, so let's take them in order. First, Intel claims that AMD erred by not making use of the appropriate optimizations for its own platform, and that if it had done so, performance on the comparative Intel platform, thing just like jumps up the page, improves by 30% from 9.68 ns a day to 12.65 ns a day. That's not enough to match Rome, but it's still a large gain. However, second, Intel claims that its Cascade Lake AP CPUs, again such complicated names, will offer much more competitive performance against Rome. The Xeon platform 9242 scores a 19.9 compared with AMD's 19.6, so beating it by 0.3. And while the Xeon platform 9282 scores a 24.16, which is 1.23 faster. Now, if you watch my channel, then you know if it's a 1, it means equal. So 0.23 means 23% higher than AMD's EPYC Rome platform. So I just thought that was interesting. A bit of a dirty move there by AMD if Intel isn't lying themselves. Anyways, Intel slides as analysts praise AMD's roadmap. Analysts weigh in on AMD's Computex roadmap. And a follow-up statement that one third-gen Ryzen chip outperformed an Intel CPU by more than 16%. And that might be the same thing or something different. I apologize. There's so many complicated names with this stuff. I honestly just try to look at what AMD's partnering with and just like, okay, that's a really good partner. Let's see what the revenue comes in. But anyways, Stifle's Kevin Cassidy. This announcement represents the first time AMD has taken the desktop CPU lead process technology and performance lead from Intel in its 50-year history. Cassidy expects AMD to accelerate its PC market share gains through a combination of higher performance, lower power usage, and upgrade ease. So basically kind of like the same thing with the lower power usage. That's how they've been beating out NVIDIA with some people. Not completely, but with some people. Wells Fargo's Aaron Rakers says the presentation reinforced our positive thesis on AMD's product cycle / sustainable share gain story looking into second half of 2019, which we're basically in second half of 2019 because we're on the 6th month. I guess the 7th month would be the second half though, sorry. AMD will release new Radeon RX 5700 series graphic cards in July and 3rd gen Zen 2 based EPYC server chips in Q3. What a mouthful. AMD demonstrated the new Radeon cards outperforming rival NVIDIA's cards, or so they say. The way I see it, NVIDIA has technology that once again people aren't even using yet, but they're starting to gain partnerships. So anyways, here's the biggest one for me. AMD plus 6.7% on mobile tie-up with Samsung. AMD and Samsung announced a multi-year partnership based on AMD's Radeon graphic cards. AMD will license its custom graphic IP for Samsung to use in mobile devices. So these are GPUs. Already Google's going to use their GPUs for Google Stadia. They're already having their technology in the new PlayStation for Sony, the new Xbox for Microsoft, and now Google and now Samsung. Like AMD is just gaining so many partners. And they're already with Teston as well. The list goes on and on. So this is a company I just need to start really growing my stake in. And I'm not trying to convince you guys of this, but I'm just, for your own knowledge, I am very bullish myself, and you should continue to do your own research. AMD will license its custom graphics IP for Samsung to use in mobile devices. In return, Samsung will pay license fees and royalties. So pretty freaking awesome news. However, it did close out only 0.62% up. So clearly people sold off. It was clearly like a trade day for this stock. But anyways, that's pretty much it for me, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to throw a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I appreciate every subscription, and I'm trying to go ahead and grind more. I'm going to be saving up now for my laptop. I just got into the apartment, so now it's figuring out my expenses and then starting to save money and start growing my cash balance on both my Robinhood towards that dividend company and, of course, my 9-stock portfolio, sorry. But anyways, that's getting off topic, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy your day. Feed You Information, out.